From a young age, I was diagnosed with a learning disability called ADHD. Do you know what that is?
Attention deficit.
Hyperactivity disorder.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And on top of that, I had an auditory processing disorder. So it made things harder for me to learn.
Okay, let me stop you. I don't know what that is. What is an auditory processing disorder?
An auditory processing disorder, it's more about when someone asks you a question, it kind of takes you a minute to process what they're saying to you. That's an interesting question. Do I feel disabled in any way? I always look past the first part of the word disability. I always take out the dis and look at the abilities. That's where the name for my platform, Social Impact Initiative, Special Abilities, came from. I always want to look at the skills that the individual has versus just what their handicap may be. To me, when I was a kid, it never impacted me in any way. At least I never paid attention to it because ADHD, you don't pay attention. It was something that really affected my parents. My mother cried upon the word of my disability. She was worried that I was not going to be able to do well in school. But now, flash forward 20-something years later, I just graduated 2 weeks ago from the University of Memphis with a summa cum laude degree in musical theater with my BFA. My brother, bless his heart, he said, "To think, we didn't think she'd be able to go to college."
Lydia Fisher!
Look at me now.
So somebody told me that you have this thing for horses.
Did a little bird tell you that?
A little pony told me that.
A little pony told you that. Oh my gosh, yes. Horses are my first love. They're just like big, fluffy dogs that just know when you're feeling down and know how to make you feel better. From the ripe age of 8, I was able to have my first riding lesson and I was hooked ever since, much to the chagrin of my parents, if you know what I'm saying. I have had the privilege of owning my own horse. Her name was Carrie. She was the love of my life. She was a good old girl. But through her, I found another outlet. My outlet with Carrie was in the creation of Pony Pucks. Pony Pucks came out of a little project I wanted to do for the local barns at Christmas back in 2015, I believe. I wanted to make presents for the local barns, and I had the privilege of having a resource in my parents' catering business where I was able to experiment a little bit and make horse treats with oats, molasses, carrots, all those good things horses love. And they in turn, all the people at their barns, their horses loved them. They couldn't get enough of them. So I thought, this could actually be a really big thing for me. Joe Gilbert, the executive director of Madonna Learning Center, approached me asking if I would be interested in partnering Madonna Learning Center's continuing education program with my Pony Pucks to help teach the students how to make, bake, plus sell the Pony Puck. All the students, when they started doing it, it only took me about 2 sessions with them to teach them how to do it, and they were flying and creating those Pony Pucks. I think this is a weakness I have that most people can relate to, but there are days where I do get a little lazy and just want to stay in bed and watch Netflix all day. But I've been able to combat this by leading a healthy lifestyle. I get up every day at 4 a.m. to go to the gym and work out with my coach, King Rowe, who we call, his real name's Roland. He just calls himself King Rowe, and we love him for it. He was able to help me get in tune with my body and help live a healthy lifestyle. And through working out every day with him, it just sets my day in motion to lead a productive day. I came across this very sparkly object. It was a crown that belonged to the mother of my brother's best friend, Kathy Manning, Miss Mississippi 1984, and second runner-up to Miss America 1985. From there, she was able to show me all of her dresses, all of her videos, and I was just watching her as well as those other amazing women compete, and I thought, someday I want to be like them. They're so beautiful, so elegant. But then when I finally got the opportunity to put that dream into motion, I found, wow, this is so much more than looking pretty on stage. You have to have intelligence, you have to have passion for service, and you have to carry yourself in the most dignified way you can and carry that through your life way past competing in competitions. An obstacle that I have overcome. This past year, I have had to deal with and overcome something that happens to so many people, but you wouldn't expect it to happen to you. And that was the effect of losing someone to suicide. Past spring, in April 2020, I lost somebody so special to me who was able to transform me into the mature woman that you see today. She helped me overcome so many things when it came to competing in Miss America, and she wanted me to take those far beyond competing. There are times where I wish that final conversation would have been about something else. It was something that was so unexpected, but I was lucky to have so many people to lean on who were close to her, as well as my family, who helped me communicate my feelings, let them out, not be ashamed to cry about it. And it's just something you wouldn't expect to happen, but when you're lucky to have people around you that can help you through it, it makes the difference. If I could change one thing about the world, what would it be? I wish I could change people's hearts and how sometimes we may treat each other as different. As I touched on earlier, I want people to look past the this and look at the ability. If we just started embracing each other more and being kind to each other more, like my friends with special abilities, imagine where our world would be today. People like my friends Gracie, Elizabeth Ann, Caroline, Rachel, all students at Madonna, and many people I have met with special needs. They have the most loving hearts. They don't care who you are, your background, your race, religion, etc. They don't care. They have all this love in your heart and will embrace you no matter what.